This is Culture Crime Fighters. We are a Culture Crimes Task Force so powerful, so far-reaching, not even the most dastardly of villains can escape. Our goal is to identify and defeat all culture criminals wherever they lurk and destroy them. For too long have these cretins carried out their nefarious deeds, and we will sit for it no longer. Beware, you may commit your culture crimes, but if you do, justice will be served at the hands of the Culture Crime Fighters.
What are you?
I'm Vigilante Williamson.
You went full.
SJW.
Never go full.
SJW.
You don't buy that? Yeah.
President of Lucasfilm, Kathleen Kennedy.
You guys are nuts. That's one of my pet peeves, and here you come along with a third pronunciation. Like, what are you doing? Actually, it's pronounced
Stupid bitch.
If you could just be like 25% less brave, that would be great. People were like, there's no way he fucked her. This pig, he didn't fuck this pig.
I think he probably did. I think he didn't give a fuck. Allegedly.
That's just your opinion. It's in England, they say
Audible cunt.
And in America, we say Amber Heard. And that's where the confusion is.
See, I was going with the British way.
Turns out it's a little more nuanced than that.
And I mean, hey, we're in 2021. Any moderately attractive girl can do squats for a few months and put a camera up her ass and become and go viral. So
I don't know. I mean, I'll keep my mind open. I spent all day yesterday on that video. I edited, I cut, I put sound effects and visuals. I'm tap dancing, I'm spinning plates. Although for the life of me, I can't grow it. It's got like 45 fucking views.
You know what I think it is now? Tease the algorithmic guys. Brightest Day is in the chat. His channel is growing because of those shorts. Yeah, that's how it goes.
That's how it is.
Man, this has been a fun ride. I thank everybody for being here the whole time. I mean, there's regulars, obviously. Snow the Poopist, the Islington Girl, Man of War 665, Neighbor of the Beast, Just Another Red Shirt. Not just another red shirt. He's the red shirt. The crew. I love you all, man.
You guys are the shit. Love you all. Man of War 665, Lord Thoth, Just Another Red Shirt, Darius Munchausen, 24/7 Fusion Media, Ascension Dildo, Mark D with a C, Snorter Poopus, Android Scanner, the Islington Girl, New Bomb Turk. Everybody, you guys are great. We'll see you all next time. Have a great night.
Peace.
Yeah, peace. I love peace.
Hey,
every time.
What's going on? How you guys doing? This is the Culture Crime Fighters. I am Matt with Foulball Productions, and my partner in crime fighting is
Vigilante Williamson here on the 13th episode of the Culture Crime Fighters, and I'm excited, man. I'm excited.
Yes,
I was excited.
I am as well. Great to be hanging out with you, my friend, as always. Some of you may have noticed that neither one of us is a hilarious redheaded female comedian.
No. We've replaced another ginger, unfortunately. I'm sorry. No, we didn't. But next week we will have her. She will be here next week. Well, not here. Actually, will be on my channel.
She'll be, on Vigilante Williamson's channel. Yes. Chrissy Mayer, unfortunately, had a scheduling conflict. She overbooked herself and had to reschedule. I apologize for that because I know we built her up. And I was excited to have her here. She's hilarious. But she will not be joining us this week, but she will be next week on Vigilante Williamson's channel. So if you're here for the hilarity that she brings, gonna have to disappoint you. She'll be back next week, though.
Yes. So yes, we will do that next week, and we still have a great show this week because it's us.
That's true. And hail to that, and hail the Wake Down. Thank you very much for that unbelievable intro. Got a kick out of it.
Yes, I love that intro.
I love it.
One thing I noticed, and I'm not trying to be funny, and I know this has been said, Brie Larson really has no ass, man. That part where she's stretching, she's in the tightest clothes she can, she's stretching, and there's just nothing like that.
It's not much.
Something like that. I've never seen that.
You think there's a medical condition?
Just the atrophy of ass cheeks is just
poor woman.
Wow.
Oh,
poor
girl.
She's
okay. Yeah.
Do squats.
Dude, poor thing. You poor thing. Yeah, I know. Look, We talked about we've covered this topic more than once. I covered it. I don't know. You weren't there at that point, boy. I covered it.
I heard about it.
Right. You heard about it. I mean, it was kind of infamous. A little drunk on Friday's show. But the thing is, like, she's on a new Nissan commercial now. I don't know if you've seen that at all.
I think I did because I remember it being less offensive than the first one.
I really don't believe that there are men who, if they could just separate her personality from like how she appears, that they would be like, that's not a beautiful woman. Like, she is just very pretty. She's unfortunately, got the personality, a sack of rancid cow manure. And that's,
even personality. I mean, like, okay, full disclosure, old Vigilante Williamson his standards are not the highest in the world, or at least historically. Let's just say that. So I'm not saying I wouldn't, but I'm saying it wouldn't be like, oh, yeah, it'd be like, okay, here's a chick. Especially now, man. This isn't like what like I thought she was cute in Scott Pilgrim.
Loved her in Scott Pilgrim. Thought she was so hot in Scott Pilgrim.
But I mean, that was like 12, 13 years ago.
She just looks.
Her face, you know what it is? She has one of those complaining ass faces.
Yeah.
She has one of those caring ass faces.
That's a good
and
point.
It just looks like she's about to complain to the manager.
God, you're right.
You know what I mean? It looks like if you like in the regular version of her, like let's say you're not famous, this famous actress. The regular version of her is a Karen who's a manager at her office and whose husband is miserable. And you know what I mean? Like that's who the normal breed. And you could just, that face just has that energy.
Like, so you go on a date with her, and things would be going great, and then she'd just be like really shitty to the waiter, and you just be like, what was that about? And she would just be like, servers, right? And you're like, oh, and it would just be little things, and she'd just pick away at your soul. I see that as well. I do.
Yeah, like I would smash, but that doesn't mean anything.
Patrice O'Neill used to say, yeah, but that's not the point.
That's not the point. Exactly. I would smash, but that's not the point. I would regret it. It would be a bad decision that I'm making.
Yeah. I mean, look, I've seen her nudes. I don't know if you have. I've seen them. I mean, nice quality, but yeah, you gotta be fair about this situation.
Yeah. Her chest is doing better than her backside. I'll give her that
for sure.
Well,
I think there's a lot of guys out there who just hate her and hate Captain Marvel so much that they pretend like there's no physical quality left in her that they find attractive. It's like, bro, come on, you're lying.
That's probably going too hard the other direction, I admit.
Don't sit here and bullshit me, dude. Like, I respect you, but don't lie to my face.
Yeah.
Real quick, to start it off, fucking getting it going. That 70s Rock fan with a $10 super chat. Hail that 70s Rock fan. That 70s Rock fan has a channel that if you're interested in music reviews and the like and the ilk, he reviewed Az's song, right? Or was it Tom's song? Yeah. Right? Which was one of their songs. Like a full rock music review, which is pretty rad. So go check out that 70s Rock fan. For $10, he gave me a super chat. Says, get yourselves a coffee, guys. Thanks for all the great work.
Yeah.
Thank you.
$10 Canadian. We can get a Tim Hortons coffee. Get the
that's Canadian. That's right. Exactly.
Shout out to the Timbits.
Here. Hail. And thank you for believing this is great work, because it's hard to believe that sometimes. Appreciate that. Who else is here? We've got a Tom song, that 70s Rock fan confirms. Thank you very much. Yes, thank you. Right, you said that to Tom. Ascension Dildo is here, unfortunately. Hello, good to see you, my friend. How you doing? Personality overrides any of her physical qualities. Like I said, people say that, and I know lots of guys who've dated crazy women who are destructive and horrible, but kind of hot though. It does happen, but I think this whole conversation's fun. I like getting into it. Man of War 665, neighbor of the beast. Hello, how you doing, my friend? My first super chatter ever. Good to see you. Good to see you. The Islington girl.
The larceny.
Hail. Our female representation has arrived. Thank you so much. Big fan of the Islington girl, by the way. I hope that's never taken out of context. Love her. Love to have her.
Yeah. And not in a cancelable way. Just We just like you.
No, yeah, just like she's rad and funny and like is
Yeah.
always like chatting interesting things. It's just that we often joke that it's like a 98% male community, and our female representation is like, wow, what do you know? What do you know? Brightest Day is here. Robert Snorter Poop was cute. Pat S. Hello, Pat S. Saying 21-year-old Bree was hot, dude.
Yeah, definitely.
So hot in Scott Pilgrim. Ginger 999. Hello, Ginger.
Yeah.
Said hi to the Wake Down, of course. Just make sure we get everybody who's already here. And just another red shirt. Hail the Mighty Wrench. Hail the Mighty Wrench. Aw. And the Islington girl sends us a $5 Canadian super chat.
Hell.
Says, I still love you guys. Love you too.
We love you too.
Hey, look. StreamYard updated their software. Now you can see the actual sticker thing.
You
the
sure
emoji.
can. Yeah. I didn't notice that.
Lovely.
Pretty cool.
Lovely. Well, how's it going, Vidge? What's going on in the world, my friend?
A lot of craziness, I guess. Apparently, Warner Brothers is merged into a new company, basically. It's actually a little complicated when I looked at the terms.
It is complicated. Because I was going to make a video about that, and I was like, I don't even think I understand this.
Yeah, because people keep saying they sold to Discovery, but that's not what it says. What really happened. What really happened? People are like, "Oh, Warner, AT&T gave up. AT&T gave up." AT&T look like geniuses. What they've done is they initially bought a company for 80 some odd billion. That's the whole Warner Media conglomerate. Now they've gotten 40 billion of it back from Discovery, and Discovery will run the company. It looks like. But they'll still get 70%, or they have 70% share in the company. So AT&T does. AT&T does. So what it looks like is they got $40 billion to get somebody else to run their property, basically, and still profit off of it.
But it's technically a separate company.
It's a separate company. It's a completely new company that is neither Warner nor Discovery. It is his own thing. It hasn't been named yet, or if it has been, it hasn't been released. But it's his own thing. The closest thing I can think of is the CW being, what was it, CBS and Warner, where they came together and made a company independent of themselves. But the CW itself, I think, is CBS and Warner as a venture. Or what's another example of something like this?
Here's my optimistic thought. I know AT&T has been trying to be a lot more fucking based, and Warner Brothers has been trying to be woke as fuck. And maybe the conflict is that AT&T was facing was like, you know what? We're parsing this off over here. You have no more control. You people who are standing in the way of things like the Snyderverse and all these things, like this whole agenda, basically like the Kathleen Kennedy of Warner. You guys no longer have authority. We're going to over here, we're going to go make money with movies. We're going to create this own separate entity so that you can't interfere. What do you think? Maybe. I mean, everyone is happy that the management is going to be through Discovery, but like you just said, like a lot of the people who were running things are gone. In fact, what's the guy's name? Jason Killar. He's trying to get lawyers involved about him. He was the current CEO, or he was the former CEO as of last week of Warner, and he's trying to get lawyers involved because he's not going to be there. So it's like anything. Now that they have new ownership, the heads are going to change. Right? They have a lot of plans and a lot of stuff that was in motion. And I'm like, how much of that's still going to happen, including Blacker Man? I don't see that happening. Well, I looked up something yesterday that I was so surprised to learn. AT&T is the largest media company in the world. Really? It's AT&T something and then Disney. I forgot. Huh. Yeah, I thought it was Disney, but it's actually me too. Because I said something yesterday. I was like, Facebook's number 2. AT&T, Facebook, and then Walt Disney. Wow. Yep. Wow. So they have a lot. Not even power. Google, by the way, which you would have thought would have been in their top 3. Maybe they're not included as media. Maybe. Well, why would Facebook? No. But why? That's the thing. Because with YouTube, you would think that would add Google, Facebook, and their video and their media would be. Oh, I'm sorry. This is the United States. United States. Okay. Maybe not the world. Okay. This is according to Zippia.com. It says the 15 largest media conglomerates in the United States. AT&T, Facebook, Walt Disney, Comcast, Warner Media, Fox, Viacom, CBS, Netflix, Hearst Corporation, News Corp, Nexstar Media Group, iHeartMedia, Gannett, and then I don't know some other ones.
Yeah.
Now let me ask you this. This is a slightly off topic, but I do want to stay on the Warner Media AT&T thing. But I read somewhere that Disney owns Fox News. Am I crazy about that?
I don't know. Disney bought a lot of Fox properties, but and I'm confused about this. I'm gonna be honest.
Okay.
But if I remember correctly, Fox News stayed. There was like I think 20th Century Fox and the Fox Network, and some other things went with it. But I think Fox News and Fox Sports were the things that they kept.
Oh,
no,
okay.
or something like that. I can't remember. Or maybe no. I think Fox Sports were supposed to be like basically like sold off or something. Yeah.
Rupert Murdoch's like empire, like the news part is still the news. It's still Fox News.
Yeah, I believe that's still under Rupert Murdoch or whatever company he formed, the News Corp.
It's like News Corp or something like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Just read it.
Pretty not the most creative name in the world.
It is not. It is not.
It is not. Real quick, got some super chats coming in. Man of War 665, neighbor of the beast, my first super chatter ever. You never forget your first. Says he doesn't love you guys. I don't love you guys.
Well, we still like you then. We still like you.
I have no issues. I think you're a remarkable person, Man of War 665. Think you're going great. I think you're terrific. Thank you, brother. We met. No, you weren't there, but I met Man of War in Vegas, and I saw him I witnessed his marriage. I wasn't there, but he was single, and then he was married, and then I met him and his lovely bride. Cool. Man of War 665. His sassiness is appreciated. And just another red shirt sent a $1.49 super sticker. It's a hot dog on a bun. Yeah. So thank you very much. Oh, the weight down dropping some interesting information, saying AT&T has a $3.3 billion contract with the NSA.
What is with all of these major media companies with government 3-letter organization contracts?
So uncomfortable.
Exactly. Very uncomfortable. Yeah. Again, are these companies private companies? You know what I mean? Like that seems to pierce that veil, at least to me.
How is that not at least a little bit of conflict of interest?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, corporatism, Ascension Dildo says. It's a lot of it. FBI helping up. Thanks, Robert.
Yeah, I don't know. That disturbs me, you know?
Yeah. That is disturbing. That's a very disturbing thing. And like I said, a lot of these companies do. The platform we're on is Google has a lot of contracts.
Yeah.
So it's just we're getting in bed with the administrative state says
just another red shirt.
Just another red shirt. Yeah. Not just another red shirt. It's the red shirt. But still,
it's wild, man. And the thing is, like, the corporations are a lot of the people pushing a lot of this woke shit.
They are. You
know? So I just, whenever I was talking about this yesterday on MF for Mondays that happened to come on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Was all shit. Just, if you look at this woke stuff, what's that? Oh, my brother.
Start to robot as soon as we start talking about it. Okay, we get it. How cute.
No, but I feel like I don't know what the source is, but I do feel like all of this stuff comes from a source and is part of a grander thing, just because it's too connected, it's too consistent. Right. And so when people kind of miss that, that's where I'm like, no, you're not really understanding this. You're acting as if it's just a group of individuals who happen to coincidentally end up together with all having the same points of view and the same tactics. I don't buy that. I don't know who it is, but it's like, I do know that these major corporations are pushing it. And now if they're getting in bed with the government, you're like, ugh, this doesn't look good.
Yeah, that's the most unsettling thing about all of this stuff. I mean, as much as, and I even talked about it yesterday myself on VW Casual, which a lot of you joined because we fucking streamed through the YouTube crashing. But like, as much as I don't want to be CNN and my Trump is a blue-haired Landwell and just saying woke stuff bad every day, 5 seconds. the big takeaway is the fact that they're trying to mesh this with culture. That's why this has become such an important thing. That's
culture
why
and government. It's becoming a whole thing. I don't know if you saw that recently, that CIA video that came out. It was woke training for the CIA, right?
Yeah. And that's why they're doing insane. It is insane. It is insane.
It's disturbing.
And I've always said they're trying to toss division. They're trying to divide people. And that's why they're teaching CRT in schools, even though there's pushback. There's some pushback, but they're still pushing it.
Yeah. I love the pushback, though. Stay punk, everybody. Think for yourself. I think that's so badass. Especially like parents who have like jobs and like communities and shit.
Yeah.
You know, they risk looking bad in the face of their community, which is kind of one of the strongest weapons that the woke people use, is sort of public embarrassment. And when people risk it to like not have their kids be indoctrinated, I'm like, yeah, stay punk. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's fucked up. And I think I saw something, because a lot of people, especially, you know, black people, realize, hey, they're trying to teach us to hate ourselves and that we're completely inferior in every single way. Like I don't want my kids learning that.
No.
Who would want their kids learning that? And
they're trying, it's really dangerous.
They're trying to teach everyone. They're trying to give everyone a complex for a different reason. If you're a white male, you're toxic. If you're a black male, you're inferior. We're going to talk about the Jimmy Olsen thing, and I think part of blackwashing him is to make another black male look effeminate, as much as it is to get.
I think you're right. I think demasculization of black dudes is part of this whole thing, because it's like, you know, black guys have got so much, like, there's a swagger, like, you know, on the whole with black dudes. Like, and there's a way, and I've had like black friends where I'm watching, I'm like, God damn, that was amazing. Where they can be so forwardly sexual with women and it's not uncomfortable. I'm like, I just feel like if I did that, I'd come across like a rapist. And it was so interesting. It was so cool. Like, and it was authentic. It wasn't even a cultural thing, just a swagger. And then, you know, when it comes to athletics and stuff like that, like black dudes, it's just like, I think it's almost a threat. You know what I mean? It's like they need to, let's lower that threshold of masculinity and kind of, you know, humiliate it or something.
Yeah. Yeah. But you know what it is? It's an attack on masculinity in general. And so when you talk about black dudes, you're talking about athletes, like you said, the exaggerated swagger as a black male. As what the hell was that? Sony or something saying that about? I think it was Miles Morales is where that came from. But anyways, they love putting their foot on our neck, and they love just making. That's why when I saw the picture of Jimmy Olsen, because I think they've made Jimmy Olsen black in something else before. When I saw it, I'm like, okay, he looks so like. I bet you he's not just black, is he? I bet you he checks another tick box. I bet you he
didn't look all that masculine. And real quick, I just want to acknowledge it. The Nerdporial Life Form sent me a 99-cent super sticker. Thank you so much. And you can't see it on the StreamYards, but it is a drooling face just going. So, thank you, sir. I think that is an allegory for woke culture quite well.
Yeah.
Quite well. All right. So I have the HBO. I have the Bounding in the Comics article. Dude, I swear to God, I'm almost getting lazy with show prep because of how good Bounding in the Comics is.
Yeah, they are pretty awesome. They're have great. Everything covered.
I only need to go to like one website. Yeah, John F. Trent and his whole crew. His Trent is it's his Trent. His crew is growing. He's got a bunch of people now.
He does.
He does. So this is John F. Trent's article.
Yeah.
And it says HBO Max announces new animated Superman series with race-swapped Jimmy Olsen. Now, I'll say this. HBO, boy, did they go off the woke deep end.
Mm-hmm.
They are drowning in wokeness. I mean, almost everything they do is just like such a...
Yeah.
It's just suffering from this in such a dramatic way. It's crazy. I mean, you turn on HBO and like anything new that came out, you're like, not watching that, not watching that, not watching that. Like, used to be the gold standard for programming, and now you're like, don't really need to be racially brainwashed. Thanks. I'm gonna go watch something entertaining.
Yeah, that's pretty sad. I mean, because one of the things with this freaking merger that's gonna happen, I think they actually have a pretty solid platform for a lot of different folks with having all of that Discovery content on it. But yeah, they're new. HBO, like you said, was the standard for television for like multiple generations.
Yep.
They're what Netflix tried to be, you know, when Netflix kind of had their thing where they had some good shows. Everybody wanted to be HBO. AMC wanted 100%. To be HBO. everybody wanted to have that serious drama, those set of serious dramas, The Wired and The Sopranos, then, Game of Thrones eventually.
That started that genre of television, that long form, like a 10-episode movie, essentially.
Yeah.
They paved the way for, that prestige television. And now it's like, hey, do you want to watch an H.P. Lovecraft show where white people are always the bad guys? It's like, no, I don't. Not at all.
Yeah.
So it's a sad state of affairs. And this is their most recent contribution to culture.
Yeah. Not only did they race swap Jimmy Olsen, they woke swap Lois. Lois is already kind of, she's a headstrong kind of female. She always had like a proto-feminist energy.
She looks mad lesbian.
Yeah.
Let's be real. She does. Look at that haircut.
I mean,
nothing wrong with that. And also, look, it looks like she's alphing Superman.
Yep.
And look at Superman's little rosy cheeks. He's just meek Superman. I'm a literal god on earth, and I'm just at your mercy.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's a good role model for everyone involved because, the men will know to be subservient to all the women. And of course, women find that super attractive. So they're going to then steamroll all these guys and everyone's going to find their place in their new future because that's how human beings find their best selves is in those dynamics.
Yeah.
Oy.
So, I was almost going to say something crazy, but it just looks like they're just trying to turn. Well, I'll say this: they're trying to turn all the men feminine and all the women masculine.
That's what they're doing. And the woke contingent thinks they want that, and no one's I can't say no one. Most people are not happy in those dynamics. There are some people who they are. There, and I've met, I feel like authentically trans people who were born trans, and I just. It's odd, but I'm like, that seems like an authentic human being. And then women who are just more masculine, I've met them and it's real and I believe in them. I think that that's an authentic person. It's not the majority though.
It's not the standard.
It's certainly not the standard. And it shouldn't be the ideal to strive towards. It is a anomaly and a beautiful one. Fine. I'm not hating on it, but to me, it seems like it's replacing the archetypes of society in media. And I think that's extremely destructive because honestly, I don't feel that either side will be satisfied in those dynamics.
I think that's the point. I genuinely think that's the point.
We completely agree.
Yeah.
And real quick, someone who is not, who's a beautiful example of the feminine archetype, the Islington girl sent us a 99-cent Canadian super sticker. Thank you so much. And it is that same drooly emoji face.
That's what this stuff makes you think. It's just like that's in my head. What I think a lot of these creatives who come up with this stuff are just like, yeah.
Oh, 100%. I know that you get selected in Hollywood and in a lot of creative fields based on your level of wokeness.
Yeah. And that's clear because that's why we got content we have.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the thing. And then it becomes even like it metastasizes, you have like all these one woke cancer molecule touches another and it just grows into a tumor until the entire organism is killed.
That's exactly what the whole woke ideology has done. And please do not take a shot every time we say woke. You all need your livers.
Oh my God. No, you'll all be dead.
Dead as hell.
Except for like Sentient Dildo and Grin Akuma. They'll be fine. Everyone else will die.
Yeah, we don't want to kill our fans.
No, we love you guys. We need you.
But yeah, that cultural Marxism, that it just has to be that inversion of society, somebody said. In the chat, it's that it's not just cultural Marxism, not version of society. It's societal engineering. All of this stuff. That's what the relevance is. It would be nice if this is just a bad TV show made by people who are incompetent.
That would be terrific, but it's not.
Yeah.
Sentient Dildos calling us cunts. Love you, baby. No, but like. It is that. And like, it's not even a debate any longer, like whether we are like projecting or imagining or reading too deeply into it, because very recently Disney the third largest media corporation in the country, released this internal memo saying that's what their goal is to reorganize society where things like competition and individualism are white supremacy. This is what Disney said. Okay. We're not paranoid. This is all very real.
Absolutely. And when, again, I talked about the CRT teaching everybody who's not white that they're worthless and everybody who is white that they're evil. Do they believe?
I think powerless is
powerless. Yeah. Maybe powerless. They need that.
More precise.
Yeah.
Because it makes them, it trains them to crave power.
Yeah. Yeah. We all need a lesbian white woman to lead us, apparently.
Oh, yeah.
No disrespect to lesbian white women. I've even dated one. But
no, me too. Several.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's that inferiority. I'm trying to teach everyone. Then Superman. And we talked about how I keep talking about how Superman is such a dead property because they keep killing it because there's always a evil Superman story. They've been doing evil Superman stories like every day for 20 years.
Oh, isn't it? I'm so over it. Like when I was watching Invincible, by the end, I was like, you know what? Actually, I kind of hate this. Like, you're just destroying our heroes in the service of patriarchy bad. Yeah, you're not saying it, but you're implying it. And it's like, nah.
Yeah.
Nah.
Can we have a masculine Superman? Can we have a normal,
just a masculine hero? How about a masculine
hero who's a heroic, who does things because they're the right thing to do?
Right.
Who
He's the
trying
ideal we would all aspire to be.
Yes. That's what Superman is supposed to be.
100%.
Not somebody hanging out with his boyfriend and their lesbian friend.
Which is like, there's nothing wrong with that. But I don't believe for a second that depiction is anything other than a representation checkbox restructuring of society motivation. I don't believe you authentically were just like, no, in my mind, Superman's gay. It's like, no, he isn't. And you know it. Like, don't lie to me. You know, and you're like, why do you have a problem with it? It's like, why is it so important to you to represent it everywhere? Don't act like we're paranoid. You were doing it for a reason.
Yeah, and like I also said about all these different, they're going to do hopefully they won't with the merger, but the Black Superman, why can't you come up with your own character? Why can't you just make the boys, even though I talked about it, deconstructing thing, at least.
Oh, that's racist. You can't call them boys.
The show The Boys, or the comic book
The Boys, and they're all black superheroes. People are sitting around like, what?
No, but just the idea is, okay, that's really the Justice League, but they came up with their own thing. So in that same way, if they really wanted to make a instead of making Superman gay, make your own Homelander, make your own Superman.
Yeah, Homelander. Absolutely.
There you go. We already spied you a name. You're good.
Oh. Yeah, no, like Luke Cage was pretty close to like an authentic, relatively new black superhero, but then they were like, oh, it's the cop's worst fear, a bulletproof black man. It's just like, all right. I mean, so now it's so politicized that, it's like, if you're not down with politics, like you don't even need to be like against it. But if you're not like excited about politics being in your superhero show, you're not going to watch. You don't care. You're like, all right, I'm going to tune out. That doesn't sound that interesting. And then, if you're fucking based, you're like, no, fuck that. Don't need that. And it's like, it's a shame. It's such a disservice to black people.
Yeah.
It's like if black people can only be depicted in service of an agenda, it's like, that sucks.
Yeah, that's why in general, I mean, that's one of my things about this whole race swapping thing. And that's kind of the story with Jimmy Olsen. If you keep having us have these secondhand fucking characters, you're literally saying characters that are already black are not good enough.
Right.
And there's no evidence that that's true because I have my man, I always shout out to Jon Stewart. Justice League Unlimited did Jon Stewart a service. He was beloved for that era. Static Shock was a popular show. And even if you say these characters are third string characters, who the fuck knew who the Guardians of the Galaxy were in 2014 before that movie came out?
God
Nobody.
damn right. Nobody.
But then you took characters nobody knew and made them popular by doing them well.
I'll tell you what, the Avengers are not exactly a mainstream group of superheroes. They're not Superman, Batman, Spider-Man. They were like down the line. Fucking
They were the next
Thor.
level down.
Yeah, Iron Man. They were big, but they weren't A tier.
No, not until that movie, not until the MCU did it. That was one of the most impressive things. The MCU had to exist without Spider-Man and X-Men, which were Marvel's most popular characters.
Yep, 100%. And they did it, and they made them the most popular, which is amazing.
Yes. Yeah.
More popular than the X.
Yeah. And I mean, if you're younger, you may not realize it, but the X-Men were the most, in the 90s, by far and away, the X-Men were the most popular characters.
100%. The comic books and the TV show were at their peak.
Yeah.
And it was so cool. And everybody liked the X-Men. Even if you weren't like an avid watcher, everybody liked the X-Men.
Yes, they sold. This may sound crazy. They sold millions of comics, which does not happen anymore.
No, that's not a lie. It's not hyperbole.
No,
comic books actually used to sell by the millions.
Yeah, you used to, because you could go to the store and get a comic book in the same way you could get a candy bar.
Well, because it wasn't an after-school special about genderqueer people. That's why.
Yes, yeah, and people wanted to see what happened.
No, it was just an interesting fucking story, and it was cool. And they had like fucking 3000 AD, you know, and you're just like, whoa, what is this? Fucking robot Wolverine or whatever. You're like, cool. It was just fun. People were just having fun. They had cool covers. The 90s was a good time for comics.
Yeah, it's probably the last hurrah for comics as a mainstream.
Yeah. What's it? The Wake Down just sent us a $2 super chat. Hell. Thank you so much. And it says every facet of you guys can get a lot more bang for your buck if you spend for stream elements. So I get more out of it and you get more text. So win for everybody. It says every facet of traditional society has been either warped or is under attack. You don't have to believe in God or religion. The elites in control believe. They're attempting to create the Luciferian society described in the ancient texts they follow. Damn it, Wake Down. You're going right for it, huh?
Yeah.
Jesus.
I mean, there's a lot of that shit there, man. There's a lot of that shit. That's probably beyond the scope of the Culture Crime Fighters, maybe on like the culture info wars. I don't know.
Yeah, if we have like a Patreon, I think we could get into stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, when we get to the next tier of like, you know, influence where we can like have a conversation like off, you know, the mainstream platform, we can get into something like that.
Yeah. But you're not wrong, man.
No, and I think me and Vig have off air talked about that exact same thing, and we're both pretty much on the same page. And it does seem like that. I mean, you know, I don't know how much I want to say, but it's like, you know, their idol, their avatar is gender fluid, if you will.
It is.
So it does stand to reason that would be in alignment with, you know, that value. I don't want to stay on this topic for very long, you know, but it is. I think you're right.
Yeah, and I don't know if we can say this. What's my man, the Flash? Look up pictures of the Flash, the guy who played the Flash. If you know anything about anything,
oh yeah, 100%. What's his name? Ezra Miller on
Miller.
Like, the red carpet or whatever.
Yeah, you'll see exactly what we're talking about.
Yeah, and it's like it makes sense. But fucking the brightest day. In tomorrow's news, Foulball Productions, a channel speaking out against wokeness, wonders why his channel growth has stalled on YouTube.
Unfortunately.
All right. Good point. And I also trash China and this platform and all mainstream media.
Yeah.
Right.
That's how it goes,
right.
Unfortunately. Okay.
I got to speak the truth. But I love you guys so much. I'm grateful that you guys still hang out with me. Either way, I made $100 on yesterday's live stream.
Cool. Congrats, man.
So cool. It's funny. And the reason I say that is because afterwards I was like, am I any good at this? Like, I just, you know what I mean? It's had like one of those weird, like attacks of confidence, you know? And then I was like, if you weren't good at this, would these people be giving you money? Like, stop the pity party, you know? Like, get up off the ground and fucking broadcast.
God, I wish I could remember the Stuart Smalley, but it was a gosh darn it, people like you.
I'm good enough.
Good enough, yeah.
Hard enough. Gosh darn it, people like me.
Yeah.
Those positive affirmations can really help. They really can.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, go ahead.
Real quick, brightest day, you're over 100 subs.
Yeah,
congratulations.
Get it.
It's those shorts.
Get it. Get
Those
those
shorts.
shorts. Those shorts. All right, let's go read the article because we haven't done that.
Oh yeah, we gotta talk about this.
I mean, we may have already covered it, to be completely honest, but let's just see what's here. I mean, John F. Trent does good work.
Yeah, he does.
HBO Max and Warner Brothers Animation announced a brand new Superman animated series titled My Adventures with Superman that features a race-swapped Jimmy Olsen. I don't like the title My Adventures with Superman. It sounds too safe and benign. My Adventures. Like, ugh.
It also sounds like Superman's not going to be the main character in the show.
Good point. Good point. In a press release, Warner Media details the series will be an all-new kids and family animated series. It will follow, quote, 20-somethings.
Okay.
Clark Kent, the bright and driven Lois Lane. Oh, I like that. Just Clark Kent but the bright and driven Lois Lane. She's bright and driven. Clark Kent's just there. But Lois Lane's got all these good characteristics. By the way, Lois Lane was always a well-written character. Always had always had those characteristics. Don't need to underscore them and also make her look like the type of woman who doesn't like men. And their best friend, Jimmy Olsen, as they begin to discover who they are. Oh, no.
Oh, boy. Wait a second. Hold on. I thought this is a kid's show. Never when in my, 10 to 12 years, I don't know at what point you consider yourself a teenager, did I ever say, you know what? I want to see Batman and Superman find out who they really are.
Find out who they are. Get in touch with the real Bruce Wayne.
Exactly.
No.
I just wanted to see him be Batman.
Yeah, of course. I want the most stripped down version of storytelling. I want, you've got to go do this. I'll go do it. Then he goes and does it. Yay, I won. Like it's simple, man. You're a kid.
Yeah.
They're going to get into the nuance of what it really means to be an adult in 2021. You're like, what? What are you talking about? Who is this for?
Yeah. And real quick, I'm
okay.
looking at the art. It almost looks like Lois has a package.
She kind of looks like that, yeah.
Jesus.
I mean, no more so than Clark or Jimmy, right?
Yeah.
All kind of sporting about the same lump down there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We gotta get Wes Moody on it because he always messes with the Obama over that.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, he has a little thing.
Fucking playing cancellation hooky.
Unfortunately.
I like it. Good for him. All right. Okay. Who they are and they accomplish together as an investigative reporting team at the Daily Planet. Ugh. Even investigative reporting sounds bad. That just sounds like they're going to get into some
Orange Man bad.
Yeah, absolutely. Specifically, the series will follow Clark as he builds his secret Superman identity. Builds Superman. Okay. And embraces his role as a hero of Metropolis and perhaps the world. As for Lois, she is, quote, now growing into a star investigative journalist and takes aspiring photographer Jimmy Olsen under her wing. I mean, so far that's the story, right? That's always what it was.
Pretty much. It's pretty much a version of it.
Uh-huh.
And that's another thing. Like you said, Lois has always been depicted as a fairly headstrong character, like
always
feminist character. Even the 70s version of her, that was kind of the point.
100%. She was always just not taking no for an answer. She was very Princess Leia-y.
Yeah. Same type of energy.
Didn't need anyone to tell her what to think or do, and just did it because she was a badass.
Yeah.
This just seems too much. I don't know. That artwork makes me think like the headstrong Lois is the one running the show.
Yeah. And again, this is promo artwork. You could come up with any artwork you want to for your first release. Wouldn't it be like Superman in his cape and those two looking cool in some sort of way? If it was me, you know what I mean? You're promoting the show.
Right.
The first thing you show is look at Lois emasculate Superman and look at Jimmy Olsen be honored to have the privilege to stand in there and stand there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's a great point. Right. Exactly. I mean, listen, I never had a problem with Lois Lane, but I was there for Superman.
Yeah.
So we're going to humiliate Superman in favor of Lois Lane. It's like, I really don't believe that audience exists.
No.
As much as you guys want to push it, and much you think everyone wants to see the world, I don't even really think you want to see the world like that. I just think you have to do it because your NPC programming tells you to.
Yeah. And Ginger is noticing the thing with the crotch. No, that's a penis. That's what that is. Penis.
Is a helm ridge. That's what that is. All right. While all this is happening, Clark and Lois are falling in love, sharing adventures, taking down bad guys. Clark and Lois are taking down bad guys. Yep. No, I don't like this.
Well, we know who the real hero is.
Yeah, right. Exactly. He's just the dumb muscle. Stumbling over secrets and discovering what it means to be Superman and Lois Lane. Yeah, this is going to be so much about Lois. Head of Kids and Family Programming at Warner Brothers, Amy Friedman, commented on the show, Superman has remained one of the most iconic and beloved superheroes in the world. Well, we'll see how long that lasts. If you have anything to say about it, Amy. This fresh take from Warner Brothers animation team delivers a modern, relatable Clark Kent. Yeah, I bet he's super relatable to people outside of your social circle. I believe it. I bet some fucking oil worker in Alabama will see himself in Superman. I guarantee it.
Yeah, he'll love to see himself being emasculated by his woman.
100%. Well, he's
most powerful
18-hour days. Yeah, exactly. Just wants to see some chick. Well, she's smarter. Relatable Clark Kent along a fearless. See, every time they did a modern relatable Clark Kent versus a fearless, whip smart Lois Lane. Those, like, they're giving her so much more clout, even in their descriptions.
Yeah.
It's so obvious what the motivation of this show is.
I'm sorry to read ahead.
No,
navigating the small task of becoming adults. That is so like millennial shit. I'm adulting.
Yes, it is.
Get the fuck out of here, dude. Superman isn't another point of Superman is he's raised, by these let's just be honest, Christian conservative Midwestern parents, and he's a and not based in the term that we mean based, but like a grounded individual. He's a well-grounded, humble individual. He doesn't need to become an adult. He needs to balance like the power and his superhuman strength with trying to be a regular person, and that's his balance. It's not like, oh, I don't know how to pay my bills on time or do adult stuff because I'm just 20-something with it. Oh my god!
Yeah,
it's not incompetent idiots who project their own incompetence on everything.
Yeah, their own incompetence and how they view the world. Like it's that kind of problem of everyone, like people who are just slightly more intelligent than the average think everyone in the world is dumb compared to them. Yeah. And they're like, oh, these, and it's like, no, dude, that's not even slightly the story. It's like, he's already so much more equipped to handle being a human being. Like, that whole scene from Kill Bill Volume 2 is the best way to put it. I mean, no one could put it better than that. And it's saying that Clark Kent is his critique on modern man, unsure of himself. Sorry, go ahead.
I've kind of disagreed with that. I think unfortunately that take is how they feel about him, and now they've just made him that vision of Clark. In my head,
interesting.
He is Clark Kent and he plays Superman. And the truth is not either real character. The truth is in the middle of those two characters he has to play. But like I don't think he's I never in my head, and this is my head canon. I'm not even a Superman expert.
It's all good. It's all good.
But in my head, he's unsure of himself because he's unsure of his own humanity, right? He's an alien. So it's not like he's unsure, like unconfident. It's like, how do the relatability, even though he is a relatable person based upon his upbringing, he has that idea of like that godhood power with wanting to be a regular person. It's not an unsure of himself. Like, oh my God.
I thought like it was the depiction in Smallville was really good. It was, he had this obligation to save everybody, which meant he didn't have the luxury of having a normal life.
Yeah, that's a part of it too, I would say.
I don't know. I mean, look, I'm not the biggest Superman fan either, and I know there's way bigger comic book aficionados than me. That's just my interpretation was always that Clark Kent was the mild-mannered interpretation, like the mild-mannered like disguise of Superman, obviously. But it was also like the only real existence he could have. He had to kind of be someone who was ineffectual in life and wasn't going to be too impactful because he had the greater responsibility of being Superman.
Yeah.
And so being Clark Kent, like being Clark Kent was like an obligatory thing he had to do to fit in, but it had to be meek. It had to be in the shadows because he was never going to have that life was never going to be the priority.
Yeah. I mean, Snowden Poopus says, and hell, Tom is in the chat. Hell, midnight.
Hey, Tom? Hell, brother. Good to see you.
But Snowden Poopus said, there's a lot to it. Clark Kent was being played clumsy to make people throw off who he really was, which actually I think is what Christopher Reeve did well in those Superman films. He really differentiated Clark and Superman enough to be like, this guy can't be fucking Superman. But like, I guess the only thing I'm really pushing back, I don't think he critiques men and says Clark Kent is what I think of man. I almost think Clark Kent is as much of a place for him to not vacation. What's the word I'm looking for? A respite, escape from the pressure of being Superman. He could just at the end of the day just be this regular guy. You know what I mean? When he needs to unwind. But there's a lot more nuance to the Clark Kent Superman dynamic when you really unpack it.
It's true.
And that's another thing that makes it fascinating. But instead, we're not going to get into that. We're not getting into that. We're not going to get that's not what we're going to get.
Put a bow right on that conversation.
We're going to get Man Bad. Lois Good.
That's the thing. It's exactly like, hail, Tom. Good to see you. It's exactly like what Tom was talking about when we were talking about Mortal Kombat. It was like the best conversations are the ones where you're not debating the degree of politics or wokeness and like investigating, where the angle is. It's like, oh, what is the nature of Clark Kent? What is the nature of Superman? Like, that's a really fascinating conversation to have about media. That's the kind of conversations we want to have. And like you said, HBO Max and Warner Brothers are not going to let us have that.
And they could. They really could. They really could have. They have the Superman Lois show, which I hope is good. I'm waiting till the entire first season is done. I know they split it up. But if it were the Ice Wolf, you would win that bet. Jimmy Olsen is going to be out of the closet. Like I said earlier, I'm not sure if you're here. He's already black Jimmy Olsen. I guarantee he's checking another tick box.
Yeah,
I guarantee it. He's going to be
that's a home run. And what's so weird about like the wokies, like I've met like woke black. I think the problem is that like the way woke propaganda works is that, this side of the world are straight white Christian men who have got everything. And on this side is everyone else who doesn't, who these straight white men have taken everything from. So when I've met like black men who I was having conversations with, and I was like, really? Like, you'd be okay with like a gay bond? Like, you'd be fine with that? And like, yeah, I'm like, okay. So like, what if like Denzel like came out as gay, or like, like, what about this? Like, and he's like, oh no, that would be good, because what he saw was that a win for the gay community was also a win for the black community, because they're all collectively marginalized, and any win on any one of those members is a win for him and his marginalized community. And I think that's what a lot of this is.
That's an incredible. I couldn't imagine thinking like that.
Me neither.
I couldn't imagine a being that weak. No disrespect to any homosexual, but like your listen, I don't even think that's not entirely true. I don't even think other black men's victories, I wish everybody well, I wish them the best, but that doesn't necessarily impact me.
Right.
If it's Martin Luther King's victory, yeah, but if it's just you,
like a legal victory,
yeah. But if it's just
100%.
you, and congratulations, I want everybody to be happy, so they're not creating shitty material that we have to talk about. You know what I mean? If they were happier, balanced people, maybe we get better stuff.
Yeah, but that's just I could even see a cultural victory of something like, because like I definitely see it when I'm like, I see Gary, fucking pwning Hollywood. I'm like, fuck yeah, that's one for the good guys. You know what I mean? Like I get on board with that. I guess it does nothing for me personally, but I respect that thing. But to take it that far, to extrapolate it that far is like a win for Asians is a win for black people. It's like, that's fucking crazy that you see it like that. But I think they do.
There are people that think that. I mean, like, listen, like I said, I'll celebrate other people's wins.
Ascension Dildo telephone booth closet.
Well, there are no more telephone booths, so they can't even do that anymore.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
But
go ahead.
Sorry,
I don't mean to stop. I just got a couple super chats from APM, and I wanted to address them. Hail APM!
Hail APM!
APM is one of my number one supporters. Oh, wow. And Tom's here. So I don't know. This is maybe a hot topic. I don't know how hard we're going to touch this one, but APM for £5 says, Jesus Christ, I just got off a Mr. H stream. That guy is vile.
Whoa.
Then he follows it up with, hold on. Apparently, it was a Mr. H's decision not to appear on Midnight Edge streams, Tom. True or not, it shows a massive chip on that shoulder of his. I don't have anything to say about it. Midnight Edge says, first I hear of it, APM. I'm not even really sure who Mr. H is. I know of him more than anybody, but I don't know. I don't want to trash someone I don't know. Yeah,
and I didn't see the stream. Obviously, we're on once. I have no idea what he said for APM to have that feeling. I'm not sure. Yeah,
but I love APM, so I respect his point of view. I wouldn't just categorically dismiss it, but I don't have anything to say there. And I mean, Tom's here, so if Tom wants to respond, he's welcome to do so. But APM, I don't have anything for you, brother.
Yeah, and shout out to Comrade Williamson. Are you speaking about socialism without me? Yeah, I was, Comrade. I appreciate you. I appreciate you being here.
That's funny. Sentient Dildo says internet drama.
Toast the
rainbows. APM says that's what he claims at Midnight at time. All his choice, nothing to do with how rude he's been to your audience. Wow. Yeah. This is some drama I don't know anything about.
Sheesh.
Hey, some 3PO's here. What's up, brother? What's going on here?
We're trying to figure out too.
Yeah, I'm not stirring up any shit like intentionally. I will trash woke culture, but
we were busy talking about black men getting emasculated, and the internet drama showed up. So
yeah. And look, I mean, all due respect, if it's worth talking about, it's worth talking about. But I don't have any insight whatsoever. I don't know. Tom says Jay, as in Drunk 3PO. Hail, Drunk 3PO. Good to see you, buddy.
Hail, Tom. Hail, everybody in the chat. Hail, Comrade Williamson, just another red shirt, Bryce Day Femmer. Everybody. Snort the Poopers. Love you all.
Everybody. APM, Robert, Comrade Williamson. I love you guys. All right. I guess we can go back to the article a little bit, eh?
Yeah.
All right. So this fresh take from Warner Brothers animation team delivers. Oh, we did it. Okay. Young adults. Sam Register, president of Warner Brothers Animation and Cartoon Network Studios, provided his own statement. It's been a great partnership working with Cartoon Network and HBO Max to bring some more DC superheroes to the platform in a new and creatively interesting way. Well, that certainly doesn't sound like it's going to be divisive. It sounds like they're just going to make the best possible cartoon for all the audiences who want to show up.
Bestest ever.
He added, this is the first animated Superman series in many years, and we want to tell our Superman story through the trio. We want to tell our Superman story through the trio. No, fuck you, no. That's not. It's
not a Superman story.
Yeah, it's not. Exactly. Through the trio of Clark, Lois, and Jimmy, whose relationship dynamic will allow for rich, serialized, and engaging stories as we will explore their lives as individuals and their journey together as friends. Bro, that sounds like it's going to suck.
It is going to suck. And people are going to ship Jimmy and Clark. I already know it. I'm ahead of the curve. So I'm just going to beat you guys off of the past. It's going to be the weird Tumblr verse that's on Twitter. Going to ship those two. And in Russia, the KGB would make the show disappear. Hell, in America, they're trying to make the show disappear. So I don't know. You have to even go there. But yeah, they're going to, this is going to be a disaster. And it's sad. And, I want to go back to the point you were talking about the guy saying, a win for any group is a win for that whole dynamic of like and no disrespect, it's white male worship. Like I felt like the wokies worship Trump. They absolutely worship. It may have been in reverse, but it's the idolatry. It is an idolatry level of stuff. That's why CNN's ratings have dropped off without an orange man to yell out. They really needed that they had to, he's this oppressive, but like in calling these people oppressors, there's such a dramatic, like they think white people can part the Red Sea by themselves and are just so powerful over, like you, Matt, don't you know you are so powerful? You're oppressing just hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of black people and LGBTQ and trans just by existing. Your existence is so powerful. You have to be oppressing people. Like what the fuck?
That's an interesting insight.
It comes from and you know what? The reason it's related to Marxism, we have Comrade Williamson. It comes from this lack of individual confidence, this lack of any respect for the individual as a thing, and this need to be part of a collective. And so they created this collective out of all non-white men. And that's what it is. And if you're you're black, you're supposed to be a socialist. Why? When does that ever work for us? Like never? No.
And I told you I feel really bad about that one because it's folded in the actual history of oppression or racism or just, bad times in the black community with all the social, identity politics and SJW stuff. It's folded it in with that. And it's not that. It's separate from that. And it's also, I think, marred black people like in this tar of living in the past that they're never really allowed to ever like get out of.
Yeah. And you know what? One thing I will say, I'm somebody, and I actually have said this, like I'm somebody who doesn't want to downplay racism, especially because sometimes in my own head, I talked about my job search off air going actually well, but at various parts of it, there is like a whisper in my head, oh man, am I not going to get hired because I'm black? All this woke stuff going to create an issue where they're just like, oh boy, I just, I don't have anything against black people, but I just want to make sure I'm not going to get canceled if something goes wrong for hiring them. These are the thoughts that now go in my head. But it's funnily enough, I got it disproven. It was a job I didn't get and they hired a black guy for it. So it's like, okay, it had nothing to do with me. It was just he was a better fit. So it's like,
he might have been woke too. You don't know.
Could have been. I don't think he was. I think he's cool. I kind of know him tangentially. It's a small little industry, but in any event, that I do see how people see shadows. You know what I mean? I get that, and I feel like that gets manipulated.
Unfortunately, it's like because of all my experiences in LA and dealing with woke people, and how hostile those situations get and how intense those situations can get. It's like now I see people who resemble the wokies or resemble people that I got in arguments with, and I bristle. I wonder if like are they going to, look at me as the enemy? Is this going to be like a woke versus not woke kind of interaction? And it's so unfortunate because now I'm not giving them a chance, whereas I always did. Now I'm like hesitant because I'm like, I've been through this so many times. It's like you're going to mention something about white privilege in 5 minutes of knowing you. And it's, it enters into your brain because of all your past experiences because it's so prevalent.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate. And it's unfair for me. It's unfair for them. But it's become this collectivist thing where it's like you're either with us or you're against us.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's definitely that us or them mentality. That's why everybody gets attacked for not being a part of the program. And since your dildo, you're not wrong. He says your program is right.
First of all, Fetching Dildo is almost always wrong. Maybe by accident he made a good point, but
he says the program, like I don't, everyone likes to think they're above everything. There is something, man. It's something in my head. And like I said, I got it disproven. It was this fucking proven.
Sentient Dildo likes to think he's above it all. I wonder how he managed to become so much smarter than the rest of us. Now that I mean like that is sarcasm, but like sometimes like he says things where it's like, oh Matt, you're in the barrel. I'm like, all right. I mean, maybe I am, but like what, how are you free of it? Like I almost like I'm genuinely asking, like I don't know if it's programming as much as just being aware of society. Like, we're just, this is what a lot of people believe. And it's like, if you go to a Trump rally, You know what I mean? Like, you're not going to be like presuming everyone there has been to like a gay orgy. You know what I mean? Like, you just kind of like, all right, probably not. And you're sensitive to that and you're respectful to that because that's just how it is with people. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know, like respecting people's mentality. It's like a mental place to be. So it's like the woke shit. It's so prevalent. It is in my brain. I can't close it out. I wish I could, but I just can't.
Yeah. And it's what's such a dildo says I'm not above it. Maybe I'm always inside it. Well, he is a dildo, so there you go. But yeah, the programming, it does have an impact. Even if you don't go along with the wokeness, you'll still see either whispers or shadows or ghosts, whatever you want to call it.
Or your favorite show gets canceled, or it gets written differently, and it's something that you just, I find it very difficult to escape.
Yeah. Yeah. And Hail Repugnant Pug. I'm not sure if that's another Robert persona or if that's a completely new person.
I don't know either. They're doing dog puns. Hail.
Yeah. Sounds rough.
That's funny.
Good job.
All right. Let's get back to the article. This is the guy from The Boys, right?
Yeah, it's Huey.
He looks, I mean, I don't know anything about his personal politics, but he just looks like a traditionally woke actor.
Yeah, that picture does him no favors. He just looks like he's lecturing somebody.
But that's the thing. He just looks like one of those guys who just lectures people like on his Instagram, like takes his politics like way too seriously. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know anything about this guy individually, but he was also the lead actor in The Boys. So I can imply.
I feel like he said something pretty
infer.
Yeah, there's something woke I think he said when The Boys were on.
Well, you have to say something woke. If you're going to be in Hollywood, you are not allowed to be a silent partner. It's impossible. You have to say, they compel you to say something woke. And they almost all do it.
Yeah, it is Dennis Quaid's son. Jack Quaid, I think is his name.
Oh, that's Dennis Quaid's son?
Yep.
He is not as masculine as his father.
No, I would not consider him that masculine.
Oh, I like Dennis Quaid. I mean, look, I don't have anything against this guy. It's just that The Boys sucks. So I just associate him with that show.
Yeah. Oh, he's the voice of Superman. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's what I always picture when I see Superman is that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy who's a barista at the cool coffee shop.
Basically. That's exactly what it is.
That's who I see as Superman. Yeah. Superman will be voiced by The Boys and Star Trek Lower Decks actor Jack Quaid. It's a good name, though, Jack Quaid. That sounds like a character that Arnold Schwarzenegger played. I'm Jack Quaid. I'm here to save the day.
Mercenary. Just in the 80s, 90s.
Jack Quaid.
He's like a mercenary.
Quaid, you can't do things the way you want to do it. I get the job done.
Hey, that movie would be better than anything we're getting now.
Yeah. Want your badge and gun, Quaid. Oh, wait. No, that's because Quaid is from I'm not that clever. That's from Total Recall.
That
was that guy. It was something Quaid.
Yeah.
Dennis, something.
No, Dennis Quaid is the actor, and Randy Quaid.
Randy Quaid. What is it? Yeah. What's the guy's name from
Chat, help us, please.
Chat, help us. It's Total Recall. What's his name? Yeah, I'm thinking all that. I'm not clever. Oh, Schwarzenegger. It's like, oh yeah, because he played a guy named Quaid. You jerk off. Look at your references. All right, anyway, he will be joined by Alice Lee, who will take the role of Lois Lane.
Uh-oh.
Well, that's weird because I thought Lois Lane was a white woman, so it's very strange that someone who's non-white voice acting someone who is white. Wow,
isn't that was against the rules?
Thought that was against the rules. Thought that was cultural appropriation or some dumb shit.
Yeah.
Well, I, for one, am outraged. I'm outraged.
Yeah. Oh, it was just Quaid, says Gazillionaire.
Not just Quaid. It can't be just Quaid. Douglas Quaid.
Doug Quaid.
Thank you, Brady. I knew it was something with a D. Douglas Quaid. Thank you very much. The Wake Down says the funniest Quaid was Randy. Went crazy and moved to Canada. I think he claimed people were trying to kill him at some point. He did claim that, and he also said that people killed Heath Ledger.
Yeah,
that they were Hollywood assassins, that they were killing people in Hollywood.
Yes, and this is all alleged. Everything's alleged. Don't yeet us.
No, I mean, I saw a video of it. Like, I'm not.
Yeah, I remember. I'm
not saying it happens. I'm saying he said it. It's
He
on
said it.
video. You can prove this. Yeah.
Yeah, this is what he said. And I'm not sure how wrong or right he is. I'm just saying a lot of celebrities tend to have bad ends. So
Yeah, Fenrir, she's a Lois Lasian.
yeah, we saw this coming. Well, they had if they would have, even though they made Lois Lou. Why not go full? You know what? If you're gonna make Jimmy Olsen black and gay, and I know they haven't said he's gay, but he's gay. And if you're gonna make Superman, emasculate him, just go full board. Just change. Just create your own show. We keep saying that. Just create your own show. If you don't want to do Superman, that's fine. Do something else.
Yeah, I think, and reasonable. The truth is, they suck. They're not very creative. They don't have creative integrity enough to actually want to create something. You know what I mean? Which is part of the reason why I think they got the job. But it's like this. So there's that part of it. But also the other part is like there's no guarantee that their agenda will get out there with a new property. So they have the built-in audience of a classic property, and they think it's bulletproof no matter how much they fuck it up. So they'll they can put all their shit in this thing. And then that'll come out no matter what. That's why they do it.
Yeah. And I mean, listen, just for the record, because in case somebody, they need to be canceled because they said the wrong things. Like I actually have no issue with, people playing, especially for voice acting, a different race. That to me, the idea that that's even an issue, it's stupid. I have no idea.
Utterly ridiculous.
Yeah. I have no idea how good or bad, what's her name? Alice Lee will be as
She might be great. I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't have much hope for what she's going to be given to read. I think it's going to probably not be good, but it's just the idea. Like, okay, they came up with this rule set, this segregationist rule set, and they only apply it when they feel like it.
Well, that's the thing. It's like it's only in one way. Like, if it was an Asian character played by a white actress, the entire internet would explode. But the other way around, no one cares. It's like, well, what are your rules? Like, you don't have principles. You just have you do, but you won't speak them because they're genuinely racist points of view that you only imply, you tiptoe around saying it, but you don't have the courage to just say you don't want white people, I don't know, you want to reduce the amount of white people on screen, the amount of white people who are actors and performers and entertainers. You want to reduce that as much as possible. You won't say it because then you'd be exposed for being racist. But that's if you interpret their agenda, that's what they're saying.
Yeah, white men bad.
White man bad.
White men bad.
And fortunately, white woman bad actually started to pick up steam, which I'm all for. I think that's great. I think they're right. I think you guys actually nailed it. They're terrible.
No. But one thing I will say is that they are definitely. It's funny because one of the Disney things was no more white saviorhood. I mean, that's one they do not listen. And there's a lot of white saviors
because that's how they see themselves. They can't do not white saviors because that's how they view themselves.
Yeah,
they're not going to step aside. Like Kathleen Kennedy is not going to give up her position for like a woman of color.
No, she won't.
No, she won't. None of these people will.
Yeah.
Natalie Portman's not going to stop working so that black women will work. She's not going to do that.
Yeah, she won't even hire white women herself for a production company.
Right. And I don't blame her. That's a good call. You shouldn't do that.
Where are all the white women at outside of Islington girls? Just her. What the hell?
Yeah.
We need more white women.
I just, it's like they've gotten away with too much, I think.
I agree with that. They've turned this group. I mean, unless you disagree with the narrative, obviously, because then you get cast out like a leper. But yeah, the whole, and you talked about it a little bit with the Jim Henson thing. That's always the one group they add in is just women.
It's so hilarious.
It always ends up the fucking Huffington Post where it's like 50 white women.
Yeah, and it's like the most privileged group in history. It's like, oh my God, we didn't even have the right to vote. It's like, shut up. Okay, fine. But like, it's like the idea that like it's been so bad for women. Like, really? Really? You just like, you know what I mean? They get like so much protection, so many good people, like just everywhere you go, people just like right this way. You know what I mean? Just create like parting the crowd for you, and you're just like, we're so oppressed, like stealing like the what's the word? The realities and the experiences of people who are actually oppressed, and lumping yourself right next to them, like, I'm with you, sister. It's like,
yeah. I remember, I can't remember what the statistic is, but most of the affirmative action money in history has gone to white women.
Of course it will, dude. They don't settle till they get their way, man. Of course.
So that's how it goes.
Oh, I told you, man. I say it. They're a fucking
white women. Such a dude. I don't know why the idea of like, because for whatever reason, YouTube messes with white.
Repeal the 19th.
I love the people who like
bogey too.
No, isn't the girl is left? She's like, I'm done.
She's Canadian.
Yeah, she doesn't care. It doesn't affect her. But yeah, but hey, I guess if there is a plus, they did not hire a white woman. They say, you know what? We may be woke. We're not going to bring that evil on us. We're just going to
be woke, but we're not stupid.
Yeah.
So we need some talent on this show.
Yeah.
That was good. All right. My mom's white, by the way. I don't want to. I hope no one actually is just like, he means it. There's too many like entitled, pretty white women who have everything going for them, who walk around acting like they're on the bottom of society. It's like that couldn't be further from the truth. And it's like sexist. It's like, oh, I hate you. So yeah, that's why I trash them. All right. She plays Emily. She plays Emily in Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist. Oh, what a terrible sounding show that is.
Yeah,
Alice
I know
Lee.
what that is.
The series will be produced by Warner Brothers Animation, with Register serving as executive producer. Jake Wyatt and Brendan Clover will be co-executive producers, while She-Ra and the Princess of Powers, Josie Campbell, will be a co-producer.
Oh no, wasn't that the woke She-Ra show that failed and almost got clownfish? Like, I don't know, they had real beef with the She-Ra people. So yeah, this is not gonna be good.
Nope.
This is going to be
been ordered for 2 seasons. Already has 2 seasons ordered.
Oh wow! Isn't that funny?
Why do they?
How these shows get like extra seasons built in? And they just show up and get 2 seasons of television.
What we're going on the 3rd season of Batwoman.
Well, it's the 2nd season, but they already have a 3rd.
No, but I mean that's what I mean. It's already been renewed. Like they're already going into a 3rd season of one of the lowest rated shows on CW's history.
Yeah. That's insane. And I remember there was a Swamp Thing show that got canceled and had better ratings. So there's that.
Swamp Thing.
Yeah. I didn't watch. People liked it.
I don't know anything about Swamp Thing. I know I watched The Toxic Avenger. Have you ever seen that movie?
I feel like I did in the 90s, but haven't.
It's hilariously over the top. It's so over the top. To the point where I think it gets kind of boring, because it's just like, all right, you're always just swinging for the fences. Like there's these gym rat people, these like really attractive, like bad guys. And this guy he's like the towel boy or like the janitor at this gym, and they all treat him like shit. And what they do on the weekends is they like run people over with their car.
Oh shit.
They go out and just wipe people out. And the last one, like the last rope, as they run over like a 12-year-old boy, and they didn't hit him like with the car, and they show a close up of his skull getting crushed.
Oh,
but it's all done like wacky, like it's all done like too much. And so there's this like truck full of toxic sludge that's like coming into this town, and it's like in these like barrels that aren't tied down. And this guy who keeps getting bullied by all these kids at the gym, he's like the janitor. He gets chased out of the gym for whatever reason, and he falls into the truck full of toxic waste, and he goes into the woods and becomes the Toxic Avenger. And he starts taking his revenge on the bullies who are killing everyone with their cars, which is like hilarious. Like there's like, murder, let's go. Like that's the same as doing drugs and having sex, murdering children on the weekends. Oh, we had so much fun. Um, but then like the mayor's like super corrupt, and that's all. It's actually a pretty funny movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've heard of it. I haven't seen it, but now I kind of want to see it. It's like
Senshin Dildo says he woke up next to a Swamp Thing once. Oof.
Yeah. Again, I like I said, my standards are not as high as they should be. So I've woken up to.
You guys saw me on Friday. You can imagine sometimes I haven't made the best decisions under the influence.
I've drunk made out to some. Wow. Yeah, we've all made some mistakes. And Bling Kong, I'm glad to see Bling Kong back.
Bling Kong.
I think it's Robert.
Toxic without the Avenger.
Well, he makes a point about Batwoman. YouTubers keeping Batwoman around. And there's something to that, man. Because what happens is, like, the people who make this, the real decision makers, if you're talking about Warner, look how big they were. You're talking about AT&T being one of the biggest companies. They are busy. So if you can give them a metric that looks good, like, hey, look at our online engagement, they'll say, yeah, why not? Whatever. What does it cost? That's not that bad. Go ahead. You can have another season. And they walk about their day not knowing, or sometimes they're in on it, but a lot of the, it's Az's fault, Darius Unlimited. I definitely think they see the online engagement. They look at the YouTube numbers and they can just type in Batwoman and say, hey, we get a lot of buzz, and that eases. A lot of it's wokeness. Don't get me wrong.
I was going to say, I don't really think that. I think partially, maybe that got its second season because Mauler and Rags love that show. And I really do think that coverage got a spike in ratings. I don't know how significant, but I definitely believe they got people watching for the fun of it. But the second season sounded so laughably bad in the sense that it was like, I can't even literally sit through this to make jokes about it.
That's what I felt.
And that's what I heard. So what I think is even the paltry ratings of season 1, I think season 2 even had a stronger drop off. And I genuinely only believe they renewed it so that they didn't have to cancel a Black woman led show.
Well, what are they can't do it forever, or maybe they can. I don't know. Who
knows? I don't know. I think that's the thing about this woke shit is though you paint yourself into a corner and then you have really no way out. Like, what do you do?
And that's a crazy thing that you're saying. Oh, they didn't want to cancel a Black led show. I'm thinking all the like actually well done Black led shows in the 90s that just got canceled randomly. And it's like, okay, those. I guess it wasn't cool.
It just used to be by merit. It used to be like, look, that show wasn't making the money that we needed to make, or we've got a better show coming up behind it. We need to make room for it. Look, it's not to say it's any less brutal.
Quick back then, though.
Yeah, it's still brutal, but at least everyone was held to the same standard.
Yeah.
Now
right
it's
about
not.
that.
It's like what I pointed out yesterday. I don't know if you saw this part on yesterday, but I looked up the labor laws in California, and it said that like you can literally discriminate against non-protected identities. But we know what that means. We know who's not protected. But that means like California has legal discrimination laws on the books.
Yeah, that's complete bullshit.
It's crazy. But that's the times that we live in. So it's like, you can't hold people to an equality standard because that's now considered racist or something.
See, but the thing that also pisses me off is, okay, how come you guys won't finance? I bet you want to do Black led show. I bet you won't finance anything Young Ripper comes up with. He has a comic company.
No, exactly.
You want to finance? I guarantee you won't. I guarantee you won't. Even though he'll have a built-in audience, he'll have all the metrics that would say, hey, yeah, we should work with this guy. And I guarantee you don't do it.
I don't even think they would do an establishment actor or writer or entertainer who didn't include woke politics in their script. Like, I don't think even someone as already pre-approved, I think they wouldn't greenlight it unless it moved the noise of the narrative.
Yeah, I think you're right. And that's the real shame, because I feel like I felt like this a while ago, even before wokeness became a thing. But like something happened where a lot of Black media in general you got really safe and really just like unoriginal. Where it used to be like Eddie Murphy and shit. You know what I mean? It used to be more the cutting edge of what was going on, and now it's just like this really safe. It's
really
just not the same thing.
Yeah, like I think it was authentically celebrated, because it was like, isn't it great that Eddie Murphy, a black man, is the biggest entertainer in entertainment? It wasn't like it wasn't divisive. It was just kind of like, well, that's great that black people can have that and be proud of it. It was just like, it's a thing, and we all get to enjoy it, and it's this collective thing. Now it's like, that's not for you. That's only for us. Well, why isn't it making more money? And it's like,
and then I think about other show. I think about even Eddie Murphy was the biggest star. I think about the Kings of Comedy. That was kind of a mainstream thing. And Bernie Mac became a mainstream guy. He was in fucking Ocean's 11. He was like a mainstream part of the mainstream.
He had a big show on Fox for a while.
Yeah.
I love that show. I used to watch the shit out of that.
Yeah, it was a very popular show. And, hell, Jock Nerdy. Like, but we'll never get another Bernie Mac show, and that wasn't the best black show of all time. But I don't see how they can
good show.
How that could possibly exist. Part of it is patriarchy. He's a patriarch, so there's that.
100%. He's too masculine.
He's far too masculine. You know what I mean? Far too masculine. He can't wear the skinny tie Jimmy Olsen that we just saw.
I think look, I think a guy like Young Ripa matters a lot because he's such an individual and he's so popular. He's not like globally popular. He's not like millions of subscribers popular, but he is fucking popular. He is impactful on the.
I'm a huge fan.
Yeah, me too. And I really respect the shit out of it. But he is so individual. But he's like, I like that about him because I don't agree with everything he says, but I know he's coming from like his own point of view. And none of it's serving any kind of greater agenda or collective. Like this is what he thinks. And I'm like, I don't agree with that, but I like this. And I like, you know what I mean? Like I respect him. And it's like, I think a guy like that really matters to representation. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
representation trademark.
But it's just a punk rock ass black dude who like is saying his own truth. And it's like, I don't even know like if there's an equivalent to him, you know what I mean? Outside of maybe like, I don't even think a hip hop artist could qualify because even that's a black collective in the sense that it's like a black art form. And it's like, it's very like there's a lot of pride associated with it. That's like, I don't even think he just did his own fucking thing with no sanctions, no applause, just went out and fucking did it. And like, rock and rolled through all the rough waters, the choppy waters, and has, I think, in my opinion, come out on top. I can't really think of an equivalent. Maybe comedians, maybe black comedians would be the only.
Well, I mean, it's funny you say hip hop artist. He just released his mixtape.
Yeah, I didn't. I saw the video. I saw that it was out. I didn't watch it, but was it good?
Yeah, I saw a couple because he has a couple videos. I saw a couple of them. I don't know if I saw everything. I have not heard the whole mixtape. But it's pretty good. If you like East Coast type style, like more lyric based hip hop, I think you would like it.
That's my shit.
Yeah.
That's what I grew up on. I'm always hesitant though to like check out someone's art that I really like who like speaks a lot, like their spoken art. I'm so I'm so a part of. I'm like, oh, what if I don't like it? Like, what if I don't like his hip hop? I just kind of like, I'll just kind of, you know what I mean? Because I'm like, I don't want to look at him like, oh. No,
it's actually pretty good. It's actually pretty good.
I believe that. Do you want to move on to one more story?
Oh yeah, we can talk about it. Yeah. Let's one more story.
Last one, which I don't even really care, but I do because it's her. I think it's funny.
I think it's funny as well.
So I guess this is just on Twitter. I don't know why the quality is so low. Is there a better quality video?
Shout out to that potato. Shout out to 1994 with his camera.
Yeah, right. Fucking Link Star webcam.
Yeah, this camera's older than her. What the hell's going on?
Yeah, exactly. All right, well, whatever. I'm gonna have to mute real quick.
Living in the fourth dimension means existing consciously in both time and space.
Man,
right out the gate.
I'm just gonna say,
what is going on?
She's got those. This dude, she's got those crazy eyes. This looks like a Nexium thing.
It does. You're right. You know what? Look, we talked about what Wake Down mentioned. You're not going to get into it, but there's something like that going on. This feels a little culty.
Yes. Jeez, sounds like is this a fucking what is it? What are they? Scientology, like a Scientology promo.
Yeah, it feels even deeper. Like this is, like what was that cult that everyone killed themselves at? Like it feels like that.
Heaven's Gate, I think it is.
Yeah. This feels like Heaven's Gate. Living in the fourth dimension. You're like, whoa. What are we saying here? We're just making up terms.
Yeah,
what is this fourth?
We're talking about black guy. Shout out to the fade. Is she gonna get waves? What's going on with the haircut?
Yeah. She's one of those women I'm like, she's hot, right? Like, I can't figure out.
Wasn't she hot at one point? Like, I'm not gonna say I can't do the short hair. There are some girls that really pull it off well.
Yeah.
I'm just saying she's not really one of them.
I just
Especially
always
that crazy face.
I look at her and I'm like, okay, I should think that she's hot, but I don't. And I'm like, what? Like she's thick, which I like. All these things, I'm like, but I just look at her and I'm like, no, something way off about her.
It's them eyes. There's something about like certain eyes that like undo however hot they are, because you could just see that. Okay,
yeah, you're like disturbed.
Yes,
yeah.
They say eyes are a window in the soul, and then sometimes you get a glimpse of that soul, and you're like, whoa.
You go, okay. She's gonna cut out my kidneys in my sleep.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't need that. All right, let's see what the fourth dimension is all about. Because she's once again, like, she's the worst. I did you see that story like a few weeks ago with the health food store or whatever? Did we talk about that at all?
I don't know if we did. What happened there?
So she goes into some like health food store, and there was like gluten-free cookies on like basically like an impulse buy, like on the line out, the line to the register. And she like puts the company on blast on Twitter and says like, as someone who's struggled with like weight loss issues and this, that, and the other, like you shouldn't be putting those there because it's like a temptation or something like that.
No shit. Sure.
Yeah. And then they're like, hey, we're like a small business. And she's just like, she like doubled down and went back and forth with them. And it's like this, like an independent business in Hollywood.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
That's insane. I'm not shocked. No, another thing I talked about the little pre-show. I talked about that lemonade stand thing. That's what it almost reminds me of.
It was yogurt.
It's yogurt.
Robert and Ascension Dildo are putting out. Yeah.
Frozen yogurt.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I think Snowden Poop is right.
Oh, I was just saying, Midnight Edge is just pointing out that, that's the only reason anyone's talking about her. It's like, yeah. I think this whole thing is like just a cry to be relevant, to just be in everyone's mind all the time.
Yeah, man, I don't know if hopefully this generation doesn't look up to celebrities like I think our generation was here to pushed into. We thought of them as like, I don't know, cool at least. Yeah. And now you look at these people are like, these are really sad, like useless humans. Not that none of them have talent, a lot of them do. But they always needed us more than we needed them this entire 100%. Fucking time.
100%. The other thing too is that it always had this kind of, I always had the impression that they were like the best of the best, right? Like, these are the best actors, these are the best singers, these are the best comedians, and it's just not the case. I think more than often, more than not, it's the opposite. The people who, well, not necessarily the opposite, just the people that'll play ball. Just the people that can be, manipulated, who will say what they're supposed to say and do what they're told, like that are controllable.
Yeah, the most manipulatable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think this might be evidence of it. So let's see what the fourth dimension's all about.
Yeah, gotta go to the fourth dimension.
Can't wait.
But for me, it means having conversations that transcend the typical discourse. I want to
really.
That sounded intelligent.
It did. Look at this background too. It looks like a set from Repo Man. Like it looks like cheesy sci-fi, like kind of intentionally, like, oh, we're on the starship going to the comet where we're all gonna be free and happy. What's going on here, Demi?
Robert, is she really transitioning or are you guys joking? She says, look up the older Demi pic. She used to be hot before the transition. Is she transitioning? I know so little about Demi Lovato. I do not want to offend anyone if that's legitimate. If it's not, I'm sorry as well. I have no clue. And I mean, you talk about that background. I know there's like a big thing with the UFOs. It looks like she's on one.
Right. But like, you know, like a really chintzy one, like a really like cheap one that like, you know, like a low budget, like
The
D-level
IKEA
movie. Yeah.
The IKEA of UFOs.
Yeah. Sort of Poopa says, transcend. And Midnight's Edge at Tom. Hey, Tom. Kind of like an athlete who couldn't complete a sentence, being a sportscaster.
Yeah. Something
it's
like
funny
that.
that I could barely complete that sentence as I said that. All right, let's go. Let's see what she's got to say.
I want to take this moment to share something very personal with you. Over the past year and a half, I've been doing some healing and self-reflective work. And through this work, I've had the revelation that
Dude, seriously, her eyes.
Something about those eyes that are scary as fuck.
It's unsettling.
Yes.
They're vacant.
There's no amount of thickness that makes up for scary, crazy eyes. They just scare because they scared the shit out of you because there's something like I dated a chick that was cute and just the eyes. It was like, okay,
there's just no one's home. Nothing's going on right here. Just a big hole where her brain should be.
Yeah.
That's a nice mouth. You know what I mean? That's a very attractive mouth. But that head, I don't know. There's what are these? What are you looking at? It sounds comfortable.
Yeah.
All right.
I identify as non-binary. With that said, I'll officially be changing my pronouns to they, them. I feel that this best represents the fluidity I feel in my gender expression and allows me to feel most authentic and true to the person I both know I am and still am discovering.
Dude.
Translation. What's her name? Oh no, his name. I'm sorry. Elliot Page did this, got a lot of publicity. It's been a few months. I think I can cash in as well.
Oh, do you have an announcement for us?
No, I was just saying that's what she said.
Oh,
that's my thoughts of her. No, this is the translation. No,
Vigilante.
I was going to be a not. Yeah, I identify as a non-binary vigilante, a vigilante. I'm vigilante. I'm vigilante Williamson. I know the weight down is going to clip that. Go ahead. It's on the house. Vigilante Williamson.
Vigilante. Vigilante Williamson.
And yeah, Midnight's Edge is right. The fake eyebrows are too close. What is with the girls with the I'm going to shave my eyebrows off and draw them back on? When did that start? Like the past 5 or 10 years, that became like a real thing, and it's like, no, use the eyebrows God gave you.
That face looks like a meme face.
Yes.
Right, like the crazy girl. Remember the what was the craziest girlfriend?
Yeah,
right. Like
the
eyes. There's no one home. I'm gonna eat your liver because I love you so much. You're just like, what is with this?
You said you were breaking up with me, so I chopped your penis off so I could always have a piece of you with me.
Yeah, exactly. Oh God, that's just. It really is disturbing. Also, like, what a non-move. Oh, I'm coming out as non-binary. Like, you're not doing anything. My gender fluid expression. These are just words. None of this means anything. Like, this will not affect anyone's perception of you. No, you're not good. You're not risking anything. Like, you're not going to have less dating opportunities. Your parents aren't going to judge you. There is absolutely nothing on the line for you coming out, saying these words. It's just utter horseshit that we're all being forced to sit through. And it's like, this isn't real. None of this is real.
No, it's absolutely fraudulent. It's absolutely a look at me moment. Please look at me. Please pay attention to me.
It's all it is. Like, there's no depth in this whatsoever.
Yeah.
Oof. God. All right, there's another 45 seconds.
All right, let's get through this.
In this first episode, I'm excited to share with you what this means to me and what it may look like for other people. I want to make it clear that I'm still learning and coming into myself, and I don't claim to be an expert or a spokesperson.
So wait, okay.
I know this might be a new.
So wait, stop. So you've identified yourself as non-binary, but you're still learning what it is. Please explain. How can you identify yourself as something when you don't even know what the fuck it is? That's all I'm asking for. This is what you mentioned white women. It's hot women. We as a society have enabled hot women to live in an entirely different planet than the rest of us. And what happens is every now and again, the real world crashes in on them, and it's like this complete discombobulation. Because it's like, well, I'm hot, and everyone for 25 years has always told me I'm right about everything. What do you mean I have to know what non-binary is to actually be non-binary? I can't just cut my hair and, do a video in a disco ball and be non-binary. There's like a whole set of steps.
Do a video in a disco ball.
Like,
I think... Yeah, do a video in one of what's his name? Shit, I forgot his name. I can't think of his name from Kiss.
Gene Simmons.
Gene Simmons' shoes.
Yeah.
Would have been funny if I could remember that. Yeah. The thing. Well, okay. I think what's going on is that if you're a part of this community, you also are a spokesperson for this community. So when she says, I don't know everything, that means she's not equipped to have all of the appropriate talking points. So she can't be the one saying all the things that you're supposed to say right now. So she's just going to very respectfully sit back and listen while she just collects tweet upon tweet of praise.
Yeah. Oh man, Man of War 665. I guess it's Ace Frehley's shoes. Wrong member of Kiss.
Okay.
So we're getting excuse me.
You pose there. It was a comedic reference. I'm not saying I'm like a diehard Kiss fan. I just wanted to make a joke.
But yeah, there's it's just she's because there's as crazy as she looks, and I can see the like Karen mom, like she's gonna be 50 pounds heavier with that haircut one day. She's gonna be 50 or 60 pounds heavier and 10 years older with that haircut, and it's not gonna be pretty at all.
What's just a sad person? It's like, you know what I mean? Like you have so much going for you. You've been tremendously successful. She's one of the most followed people, I think, on social media. She was on like one of those talent shows, and it's like, you could live, I don't know, one of those shows, like, but you could live a life of unimaginable luxury and just spend your life, like building hospitals and helping people and still be one of the richest people on the planet. And instead, and not to say that you should or shouldn't, but you could do that. But instead, you're like, you know what the world needs to hear? My gender expression in a big moment, in a big show-stopping video.
Yeah.
What a tornado of narcissism.
Yes. But again, we've enabled hot women, especially rich, famous hot women, to live in a planet that is beyond the rest of us. And when the reality crashes in,
which is, look, that's not their fault. Okay. If you're hot, you're going to get treated a certain way. We just don't need to take them seriously when they're commenting on society. We're like, yeah, okay, whatever.
Yeah. We gotta like, we have to start calling out, like, for years, especially guys, we did it. Q girl said something very, very stupid. You just laugh along. We got to start saying, nah. And maybe in my older age, and like I said, I've done things no man should. I'm starting to feel like, you know what? And I heard this somewhere, I can't remember. Like 99% of women are not going to have sex with you, so you might as well say whatever the fuck you want anyway.
It's really good advice, whoever gave you that advice. But the thing that happens is all the fucking white knights and simps, and also females can be white knights. They'll they'll come to your aid. You know what I mean? Like they'll come to her aid. You know, like why don't talk to her like that? It's like, sorry, I'm just treating her like any real person. But that's like treating her poorly if you're not constantly worshiping her. Yeah, you're right. I think hot women have gotten away with too much shit for too long. Enough's enough. Me and Vigilante are taking a stand.
Yeah.
Equity for hot women.
Yeah. No more hot woman privilege.
No more hot women privilege. Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
I don't think it's going that far.
Last 30 seconds. Let's just try to get through this nonsense.
Okay. I got to shut up. I'm muting my mic, so I just won't say anything.
No, it's just, this is painful. I'm with you, man. This is rough.
New conversation for many. So I'm inviting my friend Alok, someone I trust, to spend time on this platform. Alok is an
Alok? That doesn't. All right. All right. This is the first I've ever heard that name.
Nope.
No, this is the first I've ever heard the name. Alok.
Is that like a stage name, like Vigilante Williamson, where it's not really the person's actual name, or is that on that birth certificate? I don't want to say that. Then I'll be considered racist, even though the person's probably black.
Yeah. That's the thing. I was like, I'm gonna go after this, and I'm like, you know what? I feel like there's already a built-in buffer and shield of criticism with whomever this Alok character is. All right, let's see if we maybe we catch a glimpse of Alok.
Real quick, Brightest Day says he just says in tomorrow's news, Culture Crime Fire is canceled by Anonymous Whisper Network. Yeah, if you guys were sharing the stream, we would be canceled already.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Share the stream. So we can be canceled already. What's going on?
If we were big enough to get canceled, we would be Brightest Day. All right. And I blame you. Fenrir says you guys are probably gonna get canceled, so just let it all out.
Yeah.
We are. We're not gonna, I mean, this is all doomed from the start. So you guys, thanks for hanging out while we're lucky enough to be doing it.
Yeah.
All right.
Performer and an important voice within the non-binary community and beyond. Their work to create visibility, equality, and understanding has inspired me on my healing journey. We'll discuss identity at large, but also take the time to personally reflect on how I came into my truth so that we,
how I came into my truth.
Is that what they call pump and dump now? Sorry.
That's just
came into my truth. I hope you were on the pill when that happened. Jeesh.
Did a lawyer write this? Because it honestly feels like the most sanitized, PR-friendly, like checkbox statement that anyone could have created.
Yeah, I'm sure some expert with a gender studies degree wrote this, or a publicist, or a PR person, or an attorney, or someone in that vein wrote this. I'm 100% sure.
Right? Someone who's like a qualified woke expert. I'm a wokeologist. I come up with woke doctrines for the world to consume by force, and I wrote this statement for Demi Lovato.
Oh, real quick, Brightest Day alternate title: Woman paid to read from teleprompter. Yeah,
I didn't poorly read disturbing statement from teleprompter.
Yeah. All right, we'll try to rip this Band-Aid off. I'm just saying, we'll try to rip this Band-Aid off. There's only a few seconds left.
Yeah, let's just finish it.
Are able to live our lives authentically. In just a minute, I'm going to share space with Alok and dive deeper into this conversation.
Oh, that's the end?
Huh.
Not thanks for watching, or I appreciate you viewing this video. Just that's
I'm done.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Off to the kitchen.
What a disturbing bunch of false, like, insincere propaganda that was. Did she just decide, all right, I can't do music, so I'll be the non-binary girl for the next year?
Yes, that's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened.
That's like, it's like someone like getting into Twitch streaming. It's like, I don't really play Fortnite, but I will for the clicks and the money. She's like, I'm not really non-binary, but you know, it's a good market to cash in on. It's really trendy right now.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Oh man, and you guys are killing. As a person of size, I'm slightly offended by all the fat jokes.
Oh,
I think person of size is a real thing. As I joke, I think that there's like a thing.
I believe it. That sounds right. That sounds like something they would say. A person of size,
body positive. Ain't nobody positive about my fat ass. So
a voluptuous American,
a voluptuous male. Yeah, I don't think people are into voluptuous men. Just a sneaky suspicion.
Well, I mean, voluptuous men. That should be a thing on this channel. Voluptuous, voluptuously Williamson. I think big dudes. There's a certain swagger that I think if you own it, you can kind of do it. Like certain guys, it's very specific. I don't think it's universal, but like I think if you have like this kind of like disproportionate confidence, you're like, why is it? I think that works, like Patrice O'Neal or like a Chris Farley or someone like that. I think those guys just clean their whole lives are just cleaning up.
Yeah. I mean, Biggie Smalls, just like charisma. Like if you're very charismatic, it works.
Yeah.
It has like the opposite word. Like you said, like, why is this big guy so confident? He's interesting.
Yeah. And it certainly and sorry, for certain people, it just kind of suits them. Like Jonah Hill, I don't like him skinny.
Yeah, honestly, his career was never the same especially when he got super skinny. It's like, man, you're like, you were supposed to at least be slightly chubby. If you don't want to be as big, I get it, but you gotta just be like Jack Black. He never got super big, he still kind of had a little chub, but he, was probably in better shape. But he never got like super skinny. It would be awkward.
No, or like shredded. You'd be like, oh, no one wants to see Jack Black ripped.
Yeah, that's like, that's part of his thing. Killer Mike shots. Killer Mike. I'll do like Run the Jewels. Same
Killer
thing.
Mike. Boy, Killer Mike. He's pretty woke.
Yeah, I know he can be pretty. Well, he's a good rapper. So what do you do?
And look, he played Taquil in Frisky Dingo, which is one of my favorite animated shows.
Love Frisky Dingo.
No way.
I haven't seen it in a while, but I Frisky Dingo, they never did a final season of that, and it always pissed me off.
No, me too. I can't believe you love dude. I love Frisky Dingo. I don't know anyone else who loves Frisky Dingo.
Did we just become best friends?
Dude, that's awesome. I watch that show like every few years, like start to finish. It's like one of my favorite things ever. Boosh.
What made Frisky Dingo great is how much they cared about the story. They cared about the story so much more than they should have, and that's what made the show great. Because there were a lot of shows like that on Adult Swim that had that similar, not quite that style, but just okay, this is funny and this thing, but like the growth of the characters. There's more development in that 2-season run of Frisky Dingo.
I mean, it's a great development with Neural. Where'd you get Brain Chemical? I swapped it for the sneaker shoes. Yeah, my shit is tight. Yeah. I've seen it so many times, so I can quote like everything that's obscure about it. Where'd you get Brain Chemical? And I just give Neural the Brain Chemical. Yeah. Shirt tails also. I love Frisky Dingo. Frisky Dingo is one of my favorite things ever.
Yeah, I need to rewatch that. I think
it's so good. It's on HBO Max. I'll watch it again and we can talk about it. Like I don't. Yeah, Frisky Dingo stream.
We should. I need to watch. That's something to rewatch, and that's an easy rewatch because the episodes were shorter, right?
Yeah, they're like 10 minutes long.
Yeah.
So great.
Yeah, 25. Only 25 episodes.
Xander Cruz.
Yeah, Xander Cruz. Oh man, which is basically Archer.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, he's basically Archer. On a blind man. It's going to be Talon party at your face's house. Oh my god, I love Killface.
Yeah, Killface is awesome.
The Annihilatrix. Behold. Why does it say apostrophe you are doom? Is this, and it's in quotes. Is this some kind of ironic doom? Oh my god. Love that show. I think about that all the time, and I can't quote it with anybody. No one gets what I'm talking about. Like, there's an opening scene where he's just like on a whiteboard, just going. Nothing dry erase about that. That's the whole joke. That's it. And then just move
Yeah.
on. It's just so. Love it.
I'm going to watch
Love
this.
it.
It's been a while. I remember watching it, and I like right after it was canceled, and like seeing it, and like, wow, this show is good, and it didn't get another season. So
Fenrir knows. Fenrir knows what happens when a redhead falls down a drum of radiation filled with ants. Well, this radioactive ant and wait, was it radioactive waste and ant farm keyboards is a dangerous combination. Better get these to the top. Yeah. Oh, it's so great. And it's just, you'll be Shakira, queen of the ants, and he'll be your lover. He's a Jones. Your love is forbidden. You get everywhere. Everywhere.
Yeah, I'm going to check out Frisky Dingo so we can do a stream and give love to. But
dude, we should get Fenrir on this shit. He knows this shit. It should be. We should do a collaboration with Fenrir. He's really into it.
Yeah,
Adam Reed.
let's do it.
That sounds great. The creative Archer made and wrote every episode of Frisky Dingo with a few co-writers. Yeah, that's why I got into it, because I saw the first season of Archer. I adored it. Thought it was so funny. And I was like, what else do these guys do? And I found this fucking insane show called Frisky Dingo. And I was like, I didn't even think I got it the first time through. And then the second time through, I could not. I just love every second about it. Like, it's so fucking bizarre. Torpedo Vegas and fucking Taquio. I love Chinatown. I could every line. I love everything about that show. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll make that happen. Yes. Robert says love, death, and robot Matt.
Okay. That's we are getting robot.
I think we got to wrap it up, but have you seen any of the new season of Love, Death, and Robots?
Oh, man, I didn't know it started already.
Yeah, it just started this week. I watched 2 episodes. They were really good.
Okay. Well, apparently I have even more stuff to watch than normal. So, yeah, I will check. Yeah. I'll have to check that out, too. It's probably
they were sick. They were the episodes were really good, and they weren't woke at all.
And it's a binge thing, right? All at once, right?
I mean, you don't have to, because it's not.
I just meant the release. Like, they didn't. It's not like week to week release. It's just
one. No. Yeah, it's okay. Netflix, so it's all out there. That and Castlevania are all out already. So
okay,
yeah, it's so good. Oh, Sentient Dildo says get a mic first, Fenner.
Oh man.
Yeah, well, he lives like in the third world. He lives in Angola.
So
it's hard. We're trying. We tried, right? We tried to get him a mic. We can mail him. I'll mail him my old fucking mic. It's just sitting here. It's he can have it. I'm not ever going to use it again.
Yeah, apparently shipping is a big thing.
Wow. Yeah, he literally can't. Sorry, Fenrir. I mean, but I don't know. We'll figure it out somehow.
We will figure it out. Some way, somehow.
Yeah, some way, somehow. All right. Well, we'll wrap it up, my friend.
Yeah. It was a pretty fun show. I appreciate everybody in the chat. You guys are awesome. You guys back down this Frisky Dingo highway by mentioning Killer Mike. And Demi Lovato's insane. Warner Brothers
certified crazy.
Woke. Yes. Warner Brothers is still woke no matter who owns them. And that's just how it is.
I do wonder if maybe like the new AT&T Warner Brothers like Discovery thing is maybe like a backlash to shit like this fucking, gay Superman or whatever.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe, like, and I'm hoping it is.
They're like, what are you doing with Superman? We can't have gay Superman. What are you doing? We can't have Lois Lane as a hero of Superman. What's wrong with you?
Why does Lois Lane have a penis? That'd be my first question. Why does Lois Lane have a penis?
You don't
tell me she doesn't. I'm looking at the art.
Don't assume her gender.
Lois Lane.
Demi Potato. You guys are great. Thank you so much for watching. Lovely to see you all. Man of War 665, Neighbor of the Beast. Thank you for your super chats. Robert, EPM, Brightest Day, Eric K, the mighty Eric K. God, we need to give this man more shine. Every time he's around, I always feel like a fucking celebrity. You're so awesome.
King of all riches, man.
Yes.
He's a superstar, man. Seriously.
He is. He's the fucking man. And he's super supportive. Soul Assassin, Ginger 999, Elagabolus. I didn't even see you were here, Elagabolus. Hello. Good to see you, my friend. Brightest day. If I missed anybody, I'm sorry. Ascension Dildo being salty as always. Hellvage. Fuck you, Matt. Good to see you, my friend. And thank you guys. We'll see you all on the next one. Next week, Chrissy Mayer on Vidge's channel.
Yes. So if you haven't subbed, please sub. YouTube ate a couple of my subs. I was over 450, back to 449, but still sub if you haven't, which I think most of you have. And yeah, next week, Chrissy Mayer.
Check to make sure you're still subbed to me, because I think YouTube hates me because I keep going down. So I don't know, but check to make sure you're still subbed. Chrissy Mayer this week. Thank you guys for watching. See you next time.
All right.
This is Culture Crime Fighters. We are a Culture Crimes Task Force so powerful, so far-reaching, not even the most dastardly of villains can escape. Our goal is to identify and defeat all culture criminals wherever they lurk and destroy them. For too long have these cretins carried out their nefarious deeds, and we will sit for it no longer. Beware, you may commit your culture crimes, but if you do, justice will be served at the hands of the Culture Crime Fighters.
What are you?
I'm Vigilante Williamson.
You went full.
SJW.
Never go full.
SJW.
You don't buy that? Yeah.
President of Lucasfilm, Kathleen Kennedy.
You guys are nuts. That's one of my pet peeves, and here you come along with a third pronunciation. Like, what are you doing? Actually, it's pronounced
Stupid bitch.
If you could just be like 25% less brave, that would be great. People were like, there's no way he fucked her. This pig, he didn't fuck this pig.
I think he probably did. I think he didn't give a fuck. Allegedly.
That's just your opinion. It's in England, they say
Audible cunt.
And in America, we say Amber Heard. And that's where the confusion is.
See, I was going with the British way.
Turns out it's a little more nuanced than that.
And I mean, hey, we're in 2021. Any moderately attractive girl can do squats for a few months and put a camera up her ass and become a, and go viral. So
I don't know. I mean, I'll keep my mind open. I spent all day yesterday on that video. I edited, I cut, I put sound effects and visuals. I'm tap dancing, I'm spinning plates. Although for the life of me, I can't grow it. It's got like 45 fucking views.
You know what I think it is now? Tease the algorithmic guys. Brightest Day is in the chat. His channel is growing because of those shorts. Yeah, that's how it goes.
That's how it is.
Man, this has been a fun ride. I thank everybody for being here the whole time. I mean, there's regulars, obviously. Snow the Poopist, the Islington Girl, Man of War 665, Neighbor of the Beast. Hey. Just Another Red Shirt. Not just another red shirt. He's the red shirt. The crew. I love you all, man.
You guys are the shit. Love you all. Man of War 665, Lord Thoth, Just Another Red Shirt, Darius Munchausen, 24/7 Fusion Media, Ascension Dildo, Mark D with a C, Snorter Poopus, Android Scanner, the Islington Girl, New Bomb Turk. Everybody, you guys are great. We'll see you all next time. Have a great night.
Peace.
Yeah, peace. I love peace.